Should you buy or rent a house in 2020? I'll do a deep dive into the dollars and cents, and we're getting started right now. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Emmett Dempsey, mortgage broker and owner of Treasure Coast Mortgage here in Port Saint Lucie, Florida. And on this channel, we talk more about mortgages, the home buying process, and some cool things around Port Saint Lucie and the Treasure Coast. So if you're new here, please think about subscribing. Also, all the links we talk about today will be in the description below, so go ahead and click on those, and let's get to it. Okay, buy versus rent. Let's go ahead and start with the renting portion. If you're a renter, I'm sure you can pretty much agree with this statement here.
The rent is too damn high.
You're damn right the rent is too damn high. It's pretty high in a lot of different areas. Well, just how high is rent? So let's go ahead and take a look at just how high rent is in my area.
Okay, so where did I get these numbers for rent? So basically, I went to Zumper.com, did the average rental in your area, and you can see anywhere from $875 for a studio apartment all the way up to $1,895 or so for a 4-bedroom. Now this is the median, which means half of or more, half or less. So when I went on to Zillow and just did rentals for rent in my area, 34986 is my zip code. You can see, as high as $2,750, all the way on down to, $1,700. So that's kind of where I got these numbers from. Just go ahead and do that in your area. You can see what rents are in your area.
Well, welcome back. Actually, do me a favor and leave a comment in the comment section. How much are you paying for rent for you if you're a renter out there? Tell me how much you're paying for rent. So based on the analysis I just showed you, I'm going to use $1,700 a month for rent. But gosh, I got to say it again.
The rent is too damn high.
Okay, now let's look at buying a house. Did you know that homeowners are 46 times wealthier than renters?
I'm rich! I'm wealthy! Yahoo!
Yeah, that's a lot of dollars and cents. 46 times more wealth than renters. I mean, if you're 46 times more anything, you're going to do the opposite. Like if you're 46 times more likely to get hit by a car by crossing the street, you're not going to cross the street. You're 46 times more likely to catch the coronavirus at this guy's house versus that guy's house. You're not going to go to that other guy's house. I mean, 46 times is a huge number. So where did I get that number? Let's go ahead and take a look.
Okay, so where did I get that 46 times number from? So basically, this is an article on Thrive Global about the Federal Reserve's most recent survey of consumer finances. 46 times wealthier than renters. They do this survey every single year, and this is the latest and greatest. But like I said, 46 times wealthier. And to go even further, the older you get, the more that the disparity gets. From 18 to 27, it's a plus 29. From 28 to 35, it's plus 48%. And 36 and above, 57%. This is the net worth gap between renters and homeowners. So owning a home, all the numbers bear it out. Much greater net worth, and it's a way to access wealth in America is owning a home.
Okay, so how does that really apply to you buying a house? Maybe you're looking at renting versus buying. What are the actual numbers in real scenario? Well, I'm going to look at numbers based on my market for about $250,000 house. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the detailed analysis. Here we go.
Okay, here we go again. Here's the buy versus rent. This is my system called Mortgage Coach. This is how I present all the options to my clients. And here's a rent versus buy analysis. And I did a $1,700 here for rent, and I did a $250,000 house, which is right around the median sales price in my area. You run these numbers for your first-time home buyer sales price. Conventional 5% down versus FHA 3.5% down and VA 0 down. Now that's going to be run the gamut of about 90% of all the loans that are available, either conventional, FHA, or VA that I do. So, and how does that break out? Here's your $1,700. On every one of these, you're saving money. And now, one of the things I want to really show you is this principal paid. Now, that's what's called amortization. And what that means that making your mortgage payment, you're going to build wealth just by making your payment. Even appreciation is 0. So just by the act of you making a payment, you're going to make a payment anyway, either to rent or to your mortgage. Now, yes, buying a house does require some cash out of pocket, but you're investing that cash in order to get a return on it. And what is the return? So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, here's the net monthly payment. And what that means is it's this payment here of $1,502. Now, also that assumes tax and insurance, $150 for housing insurance, $250 for taxes, and your mortgage insurance. Again, they're just estimates, and any property you buy will have different numbers. And again, this is just for side-by-side comparison. So you can see here the net monthly payment is that minus your principal paid. That's your amortization. So the actual net cost of it You can see it's $1,700 because, again, there's nothing that you get from rent. The interest rate's 100%, and it's just straight no wealth building at all. And then you can see what it is. It's easily $500 to $700 difference a month. Okay, over 5 years. How does that project over time? Rent versus principal paid in 60 months, which is 5 years. $108,000 in rent, guys, versus building wealth. This principal paid, again, that's just by making your payment. Even appreciation zero. Just by making your payment, you'll build between $25,000 and $31,000 in wealth, depending on which loan type you have. And how does that break out? Basically, assuming a 4% appreciation, which again is pretty conservative. You're going to pay just principal paid, and then your real estate value over 5 years, where it's grown to from the 250 now it's at 304. Your total equity is $92,000. That's just a principal paid at $25,000, and then if you have a 4% appreciation, you'll build almost $100,000 worth of wealth in 5 years versus zero for rent. And how does that? Okay, so you want to stay in the house for 15 years. How does that bear out? Okay. $379,000 in rent in 15 years, guys. That's pretty ridiculous. Versus, again, principal paid on $90,000, and then what does it really do in 15 years? It's $300,000 or so. So that's a lot. So that's the buy versus rent. And again, I can run this for you and I run this for all of my first-time home buyers who are out buying a house. And you should definitely take a look at the numbers.
Okay, welcome back again. I think we can all agree that owning a home, if you have the means to do so, it's definitely the number one way of building wealth in this country. And I really love helping my clients build wealth for their families. So if you want to get your own detailed buy versus rent analysis, definitely give me a call. Go to DempseyMortgage.com. I would love to help you and your family. And again, if you want to learn more about mortgages, the home buying process, or some cool things around here in Port Saint Lucie, Treasure Coast, think about subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.